into your worst nightmares.
Hey guys, we're here at Thorpe Park for Fright Nights. 21 years we've been running Fright Nights. We're going to have a look around all the scare zones, all the mazes, all the entertainment, later in this vlog. First scare maze of the season, Creekfried Massacre. Oh, it's a little scary. Just finished our run through a Creekfried Massacre. It's really good maze actually. The actual rooms, the actors, it's all pretty top notch, I'd say. Really had a good time going through Creekfried Massacre. It's brilliant actually. If you're coming here for Friday nights, definitely go through it. What I did find is there's some strobe lighting, so if that affects you, obviously don't consider going through here, but the strobe lighting actually helped find your way through some of the dark patches, which otherwise some of the areas will be too dark to see your way through. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. We've got some new merchandise for Friday nights. Socks, £7.50. You can get gloves, beanies, good range of new t-shirts. T-shirts 22, hoodies are 45, got tote bags, new badges, got these type hoodies as well, with all the different rides on the back, all the scare zones, the houses, mazes, the selection of mugs. They're pretty cool. Fright Nights. New pins, glow balls, mugs, these t-shirts. So we've been in the shop looking at the Fright Nights merchandise. We bought a refillable mug. It's £14 for one of these. It's reusable, so you can reuse it at the Coke Freestyle stations every 9 minutes. But the new one, new design, with a 21 on Fright Nights, with a key of a 21 for this year.
Hugo and Hattie's 21st birthday bash!
And let's make this a party to remember, because it might just be your last.
At the core of you for asking me what I become.
Blow out the candles, I need not to wish, for I am everything I call to my boots. Kneel before me.
I'ma have my cake and then I'll eat yours.
Fashionably plain. Now say my name.
Forget everything you think you know. I'll do what you see. I know
I'ma have my cake, then I'll eat yours too. It's my party and you'll die when I want to. Die when I want to. Die when I want to.
spiders. Pray from above, because in the midnight hour, she cried more. We'll ever hear more.
going to venture into trailers. I think the rain's put a lot of people off at the moment. Yeah, I'll go first. I'll be the first suspect.
Hello guys.
That's it, guys. In you go, in you go. It's okay.
Just completed trailers. Oh my god, that was brilliant. That was. I like the mix of the different like horror genres and films within the scare maze. The actors are brilliant, liking all of them really. It's really good. Got most of the scares as well. They let you go through in small groups, either 2 or a small group of 4 or 6 people. So you get pretty much all the scares, all the jump scares. Hitters pretty much got nearly all the jump scares going through that maze. Really enjoyed it. Definitely worth coming here if you want to visit Thorpe Park between 1st and 30th of October. I particularly like the swamp area, and also there's an area where you go through and it's like a firework going off. It's like a sparking candles shooting up into the sky with the clowns jumping out at you. That was brilliant. I really love that. So just making our way onto Swarm Island for survival games. This scare maze that splits you up, so there's multiple routes through this maze. Louise and I are going to try it out for the first time. Survival games down on Swarm Island. So we're walking behind the back of Swarm, an area we don't normally have open. It's really quiet actually, survival games today, because on the app it says it's closed, but we've just been in and it's actually open. So we'll pray on us going through it today. So survival games, only just. That is intense. It's really good. It's really well put together. They separate you as soon as you go into separate cages, and they can have 6 separate routes. 6 separate cages, but you end up going round and round and round different ways to get out. It's free-flowing maze with live actors, jump scares, sounds, air cannons. But it's free flowing, so you can take as long or as little time as it takes you to get through the maze, and it can be quite terrifying. This is definitely up there as one of the best mazes we've done at Thorpe Park.
I had an interesting experience because, as a lot of people know, I have anxiety, but I have incredibly slow reactions, so the jump scares don't tend to work at me. But what does tend to work is, eventually, I twig that I have seen something before. So a couple of the times I just went up to the actors and I went, oh God, not you again. In which case they did just went that way. So they did give me a helping hand. Thankfully before I did get, overwhelmed with anxiety. So it was actually a really good experience, and I didn't have to get too panicked that I was getting stuck in there, because I was out quite a long time after Andrew. You do get separated from your peers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that could have been quite anxiety provoking for me, but actually it was okay.
So we just had a run through the terminal, a new attraction at Thorpe Park for Fright Nights. It's an add-on to the free Scare Zone package. It's similar to a Scare Zone, but it's not a Scare Zone. It's got no live actors in. It's a new experience. It's a sound experience. It's an immersive sound experience. So you go through into the terminal, and it's like a spaceship taking you to a new planet, basically, and you're going to cryogenic sleep. But you go into these pods and you put headphones on. It takes you through a sound experience really. There's a lot of like crashing, and it's all based around space and sound, and it's a bit like being in like an alien film, I suppose, in a way. I didn't find it that scary compared to the free Scare Zones. It's not scary at all really, but it's unusual. It's something I've never done before, something I've never seen or experienced before, so it's worthwhile going for it at least once, but I wouldn't say it's frightening at all. Jump scare zone.
I'm assuming that you're like the leader of
So as I said, our second run through of trailers. What did you think, Louise?
I got I got more jump scares this time because I was at the back.
Yeah, I went front and sort of woke them up in a way. So they saw me coming and then they made you jump.
Yeah, so
There is plenty of jump scares though in this maze.
yeah, there's definitely a lot.
I like the theming as well. I like how it's lots of different horror films are based around different type of horror genres and types of horror films. Yeah, just going to have our second run through of Creek Freak Massacre.
I'm just so funny.
Creep biome. Creep biome.
Why y'all looking at?
What?
Yeah, you
Creepy
What on
bag.
earth is that guy? Is the most littlest
Little bitty.
camera samurai I've ever seen. You may not capture my soul with that. And don't take my squirrels then.
Now I fear to leave my home if not protected by blood.
I like the pumpkins.
Decided country walking. Watch out.
Which way? Left or right? You'll have to go that way. So the pumpkins. Very atmospheric. Go that way.
Can I go back?
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to see.
They're creepy. That's a good one. No, you can't tell which ones are real and which ones are actually scarecrows. I think we're coming to the end of it now. It's quite a good walk through attraction, love. Walk through scare zone.
Your differences aside for once, if you don't stop this right now, graduation is canceled. Fine. We're not giving up without one final fight. Yo, 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 bye kids! Bring it on, you wet dogs! Glitter on the wet street. This place about to we don't need a key. We get it for free. No VIP sleeves. Drink Kool-Aid, follow my lead. Now you're one of us. You're coming with me. We're taking names 'cause we don't mess around. This place about to blow. It's time to consume your bad luck.
I'm dripping from my lips. Know who you're about to kiss. Think that you can handle it. Well, it's on. So step into the danger zone. Say if you want to run. And a plan, just take control. Stakes are on. So stick to the good day, stick to a stick. I don't think that I can stop. Pick it up, let it drop in the cup, sip it up. Oh no, I'll never stop. You got to know.
I handcraft the keys and doorways that unlock gateways to your worst nightmares. I will unleash evil within as I feed off your terror. I wonder which door is hiding your worst nightmare. Let legacy begin.
Are you afraid of the dark?
it shall be.
Trick or treat, put some sugar in my bowl.
Tonight. Oh God, that's grotesque. Engage you. Just been through Death Star. It's a walk-through scare attraction. It's almost like an open-air maze, and there's 21 doors, and you knock on them, and you don't know what you'll get. You can get a creepy Santa like he's behind me. You might get a disfigured pussycat. You'll have to find out. There's a lot of jump scares and a lot of creeps, some good acting, and we'll go and get it. It's definitely worth doing. We've done it in daylight. We're going to do it a bit later on when it's fully dark.
Dougie, put the Casey's back there. That's the sawmill company. So get your...
Meadow walkthrough. Second time we've done it. It's a little bit lighter than we did it last night.
Passed down through generations.
This is our second night of Friday nights at Thorpe Park. Going through a scary
As you go by,
walk through scary attractions.
something didn't move.
Not going through, are you? A witch placed a curse in this land years ago with the men and the women they turned into crows. Who's to say you won't be next if you go through? But if you insist, Milking Meadow is to your left, Crone's Cottage is to your right.
Way. We'll go this way, Lou. I'll go through that next time. The pumpkins are good. Oh.
Oh, it's a statue, it's a statue.
Right, mate? Are you filming it?
Yeah. It's alright.
That was so much this time.
So I was just going to walk through Death Store for the second time this evening. This is really good, this store. Let's get some more jump scares.
Excuse me! I'm trying to perform a very sensitive operation here. What do you want? You! Come here, puppy. What ails you? What ails you? You sick? You injured? What's wrong? Everything. What specifically, love?
Well, another great night at Friday Nights Thorpe Park. Can't wait until next year. Maybe we might even come back again this season. Who knows? Let's hope Alton Towers is just as good. Well, we just finished Friday night, opening night for 2022, and we're back at the Shark Cabin where we're staying for the night. It's been a brilliant event. It opened at 3 PM until 9 PM each night until the end of October. How did we feel about the event? I thought it was brilliant actually. I thought the walk through scare zone for the crows was brilliant. The crows of Mohawk Meadows, that walk through scare zone was really good, really atmospheric with the smell pods of smoke, and the actors, they were so creepy, those scarecrows. You didn't know which ones were real scarecrows and which ones were actors, and that was really good. Really enjoyed walking through that attraction. And then moving on to the scare mazes themselves, I'd say we're all very good. We're all really enjoyed everyone for different reasons. I think for me, For me, I found survival games probably the scariest in terms of levels of fear, because you get separated as soon as you go into the scare maze or the scare house. You get separated from your group and you go into an individual chained caged area, and it divides you into groups of 6 people, with 6 people or 6 or 8 cages, and one person goes in each cage, and you've got a different door, and they set you off at different times as well, so you never actually meet anybody else going through the maze apart from the actors themselves. So you're on your own, you're going through the maze. There's sections which are pitch black and you have to put your arms out in front of you and feel your way around, which I find that really terrifying, really. I really don't like walking in the dark and not being able to see where I'm walking, so I found that really creepy. In terms of the theming, I thought it's probably the worst themed house in terms of the set design, and also I didn't get many scares going through this in terms of jump scares with the actors, because there's multiple paths. It's a free maze and you can take as long or it takes as long or as short as it does to find your way out. You can go through all the different paths, and what I found was, depending on which route you took, you might be approaching the actor and the actor's not looking at your entrance, your route into that area where the actor is. So you see the actor before he sees you, so it's too late then for him to give you that jump scare. Whereas when you're in a traditional maze, they know that you're going to come around that corner and they can hide in a certain area to give you that jump scare. So I didn't get many jump scares going through that maze, but in terms of fear level, I found that the most fearful, the scariest maze. And then moving on to trailers, I found that really enjoyable. I love the 80s theme. It's very in of a moment, and we've been watching Stranger Things all 4 seasons. We watched them beginning of the year, and it just brought back all those 80s vibes, and I like how you go from one screen to the next and it's a different horror film or a different film, and so you gain different scares, different environments, different feels with scare pods and that. So I really enjoyed that. I thought that was fun, and again we got a few good jump scares going through there, but probably my favourite scare maze for this season, or for my experience, was Creek Freak Massacre. Going through that scare maze, I love the theming. All the set designs were really good as well, and I got loads of jump scares going through this one. I got probably about 5 or 6 jump scares going through. It was really well done. All the actors were brilliant. In fact, all the actors in all the houses are brilliant, and all the dancers and the shows were found excellent. But yeah, that for me was the most enjoyable in terms of, I love the theming. I love that I got loads of jump scares going through this one. We went through in small groups, so me and Louise went through it together as just a pair, so we got every jump scare going through the actual maze, and I really enjoyed that one. I thought that was brilliant.